everyone, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Mawahib. So in today's video, I'm going to do something completely different on my channel. That is to create a soap sponge. So if you guys remember in last week's video, I did an amazing collaboration with Craftovator where they've sent me products to test out for you guys in common videos and to also test out myself. I got a sponge and I was wondering, what is this sponge for? What am I meant to do with this sponge? And literally I read about it a few days ago and I was like, oh my god, I have never heard of a soap sponge before. If you guys have done a soap sponge before or you've heard of it before, let me know in the comment section down below. But as for me, it's literally my first time hearing it. I'm really excited. I'll tell you more about a soap sponge as we go along in today's video, but I'm also going to make it in today's video with you. So if this video is a little messy or my station is a little messy, do bear with me because, you know, it's my first time doing this and I'm really looking forward in testing it out and just seeing how it works out. I don't want to keep you guys here forever, so let's go over to my workstation and we'll go over all the products that you need to create a soap sponge. Okay, I hope that you can see everything clearly, but basically that's everything that you will need to make your soap sponge. I know it looks like a lot, but it really isn't. The majority of the thing you'll have at home, the only thing that you need to provide for yourself is obviously the soap base, the sponge, and some glitter and the fragrance oil. Okay, so let's just go step by step on everything that you need to make a soap sponge. So the first thing that you'll need is a microwave or a double boiler, a saucepan. My mom is at the kitchen, so I won't be using the microwave. So I have a portable stove here with a double boiler. Another thing that you will need is a kitchen weighing scale. So you guys already know I use this for my candles, so I'll be using these. And you will also need a bowl, just any regular bowl that you have in your kitchen. You will also need a sharp knife. Do be careful when you're using any sharp equipment, please. You will also need a spatula. I'm using this bright orange one here. You will also need some rubbing alcohol, which I already have in this spray bottle, but that's the rubbing alcohol that I'm using. And you'll also need some baking paper or parchment paper, which I have right here. A thermometer, which is optional, and also a cling film, which is also optional. I don't have a cling film here, but I decided to just get the thermometer just in case I need to measure the temperature of the soap. So obviously you will need the aloe vera melt and pour base for your soap sponge. You also need your glitter. This is, I believe, optional. I don't think you need your glitter. You also need a fragrance. I'm using the Spa Day fragrance here from Craftovator. And also, of course, the main product here is the soap sponge. Did I mention that we also need the heat-proof jug? Sorry, I use this for my candles. I'm going to use this for my soap as well. So to start off, I am going to be using the aloe vera melt and pour base to measure. 200 grams of the aloe vera melt and pour base will make 2 sponges, but because I only have 1 sponge, so I'm going to half all my ingredients. So instead of me measuring 200 grams, I'm going to measure 100 grams. So I'm just going to open this. Okay, again, you guys, be careful when you are using anything sharp. I'm going to be very careful myself as well, just so I don't hurt myself. I'm going to go in and cut my soap. I'm going to cut them in small bits. This is so fun. Oh, I've never done this before. And it's making me kind of nervous just in case I do anything wrong. And it's so easy to cut as well, you guys. It's not that hard to cut at all. I feel like I'm doing a cooking class, but it really isn't. Anyway, so I bought my measuring scale and my jug because I need to obviously weigh my soap. Don't forget to tare your scale every time you measure soap or wax, whatever it is that you're measuring. Always tare your scale down to 0. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that in there, and then I'm going to make sure that it goes up to 100. I'm at 69 grams and I'm almost close to my 100. I think that's too much. I might need a bit for my 100. Okay, you guys, I'm at 101 grams. I'm not going to be too fussed about it, so I'm going to take it off. That's everything that's inside. I'm literally doing it step by step with you guys on the how to blog that Craftovator have on the website, which I'll link down below. Second step to do is melt the base. So I'm going to bring over the stove here in the middle and then turn my stove on. I'm going to pop that there. And I have the spatula over here as well to help melt the soap. So I'm going to go through the maths with you a little bit while my soap is melting. So I can only use up to 3% of fragrance oil in my soap. So for example, if you are using 200 grams of soap base, you will need only 3% of a fragrance. So the maths for that will be 200 grams times 0.03, which is equal 6 grams of fragrance. That's how much fragrance you will need in your soap. So in my case, I'm only using 100 grams of soap because I don't have 2 soap sponges, I only have 1. I'm gonna be doing 100 grams times 0.03, which is equals to 3 grams of fragrance. And also, by the way, you can use essential oils for your soap. Honestly, I would love to try to do this with essential oils. You guys know how much I love essential oils. I know this is very awkward that you can't see my face, only my hands and a bit of me. My soap is literally melting very nicely and I can't wait to use this. So personally for me, you guys, I wouldn't use colors in my soaps just because I prefer it that way, but for the sake of this video I want to show you guys how this looks in the soap. I'm so excited. I've never done something like that before. So I'm basically at 80 degrees right now. I'm just gonna take off the soap from the double boiler. I'm gonna take some tissue so I don't burn my hand while taking this off. My soap has bubbles on the very top. I don't know if you guys can see. So this is where the rubbing alcohol comes in hand, where I spray some rubbing alcohol on the top just so I can burst those bubbles. So I'm gonna do that now. There are normal bubbles in my soap. So the next step is to add the colorants, and the color that I have here is gold. So I'm gonna use literally a little bit because, like I said, you guys, I'm not really a fan of colors in my sponges, in my soap, sorry. So I'm just gonna use a little bit. It does say 1 gram, but I'm just gonna use way less than that. So I'm just gonna use literally half a gram. So I'm just gonna eyeball it, to be honest. And that's all I have in here in terms of the color, as you guys can see. And I'm gonna mix for 1 to 2 minutes to make sure that it's all mixed through. Look at that color. I hope you can see that. That color is amazing. So I'm gonna bring back my measuring scale, place that here, and turn my scale down. And I'm gonna measure 3 grams of Spa Day fragrance, and it smells divine. It smells so beautiful, honestly, you guys. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix again. So right now I remelted my soap because it was hardening up. And the best time to add your fragrance oil is at 60 degrees. But that looks amazing, the color and everything, you guys, that looks so good. So the next thing that we are going to need is our bowl, and the main character for this video is the soap sponge, or the sponge for now. So what we're gonna do is dampen your sponge with the alcohol spray. So that's what I'm gonna do. Where's the alcohol spray gone? Okay. And it says spray the sponge with the alcohol until it feels damp but not wet. So I'm gonna do that. That feels damp enough, and we're gonna transfer the soap into the bowl. Okay, then we place our sponge into the bowl and take the spatula and just push it down. Oh my god, you guys, this is so fun. I think I've picked up everything in the bowl. So the next step to do, you guys, is bring the parchment paper, take it out of the bowl and put it on the parchment paper and leave it to dry. And that's it, you guys. Literally, that is it. And then we just leave it for overnight to dry, and then we come back and we can test it out. This is so fun, you guys. Look at this. So it's been 24 hours since I made the soap sponge with you guys, and honestly I found it so fun to make and very easy actually. Let me know if you agree down below. I thought it was pretty straightforward, especially that I was reading the steps on their how-to blog. I definitely recommend that you try it out. I'm gonna put a little clip on the side to show you guys how the soap sponge was working with me this morning. Honestly, it smells divine. First of all, I love the Spa Day fragrance oil with the soap sponge. I think it just ties it all together, and it just makes sense to have a Spa Day fragrance oil in a soap. But it literally lathers so beautifully, and it does exfoliate slightly on the skin. I wouldn't say it's a rough exfoliator, but I would say it's definitely a bit more gentle on the skin, and it does take some dead skin cells off of the surface of your skin. So I definitely do recommend trying it out if you want to try something different or something that you've never done before. And honestly, the majority of the stuff you most likely have at home. The only things that you do need to provide for yourself is literally the soap sponge, obviously the sponge itself, the fragrance oil, the glitter. I personally don't like adding too much color in my soap sponge. I just prefer it that way, but if you do like color, then definitely go for any color glitter you may like, and obviously the soap base. But I'm gonna read some notes off of the Craftovator's website on on basically the whole idea of a soap sponge. So if you've never heard of it before, like I have, it's basically a soap sponge, is basically a soap infused sponge. And also the whole idea of it is just to reduce plastic. So it reduces the needs for plastic used in the packaging of body washes and shower gels, exfoliates to remove dry skin. Like I said, it's a very soft exfoliator. I didn't feel like it was a very harsh exfoliator. And it also exfoliates to remove fake tan. It also leaves your skin feeling refreshed and smooth, and I definitely agree with that, especially if you're using the Spa Day fragrance oil. It's literally a chef's kiss to that sponge. And it's also liquid free, so perfect for the holiday. If you're ever going away, you literally use it once, you put it to the side, and it will harden up in a few hours or even overnight. And it can last well over a month, which is amazing. Once your sponge is finished, you can reuse it to clean the bathroom, or you can just like make another soap sponge basically. Also, the base that is used is aloe vera melt. The reason they use it is because of its moisturizing properties. We all know how aloe vera is good for our skin, for our hair, to drink it in our bodies. So I can only imagine how good it would be to just, you know, wash yourself with it basically. And the reason why they also use it is because it produces a fantastic foaming, as you guys can see in the video, and a gorgeous lather, which I completely agree with, as you guys can see anyway. If you guys are interested in trying out the soap sponge, please do use my discount code M10 for 10% off of anything that you buy from Craftovator. It doesn't have to be the soap sponge, but if you are interested, then go ahead and pick it up. So I'm gonna close out today's video right here and say, please make sure that you click on that subscribe button down below, give this video a huge thumbs up, comment down below on what videos you'd like to see from me in the future, and please don't forget to turn your post notifications on so you guys can get notified every time I post. With that being said, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!